All right. I gotta take care of stuff today. It's 9:50 my time, 8:50 New York time, so the market hasn't opened. So wanted to put together kind of my thoughts on AMC 8 price action, what's happened, what's gonna happen, and why. Okay. There was AMC 8 before Popcorn and Co. announced the reverse split. Then once that happened, we had Ape start to climb up because Ape was going to be merged over to AMC, reverse split, yada yada, whatever, you know that stuff. And then there was another price action when the lawsuit was filed, which had AMC climbing up and Ape dropping down. And now yesterday kicked off the beginning of the next price action to come. When the vote does happen, vote yes, no, whatever, I'm sure the judge is also looking at what the vote is going to be. You're going to see a new phase. Now, it could be the phase that resembles the before lawsuit movement where Ape was climbing up and AMC was kind of like holding a pattern, or the reverse where you see AMC continue to soar. If the judge was to turn around and go, yeah, you can't do this, well, then they're going to try to find and buy every AMC they can, which then will spill over to Ape. So AMC will continue a massive run, and then Ape will get dragged up to it. But understand, we were supposed to have the original, which was Ape climbing up, everybody loading up on Ape to convert over to AMC when the dilution happens, cover the shorts, yada yada, sprinkle some new shares, whatever. You can anticipate us in this price action now where AMC's climbing up more and Ape will bump up some until the vote. And then after the vote, depending on what the vote's going to be, believe it or not, like I do not want the reverse split, the whole thing. I don't want that, because I think we stand a much better, I think AMC stands a better chance of a good run, as well as Ape. The reverse split, in my opinion, is a cleanup operation. People that don't believe me, I don't know what I can do to explain that. I'm not going to try to convince anymore, but nonetheless, these Ape shares were done to kill the damn short squeeze, and I already explained all that, and now they're going to merge it back to kill it again. But if by any chance they cannot, and they stay individual, then we have something interesting going on here. But we're going to be in two phases right now, and yeah, I can see AMC continuing over the next couple of days having a bump up. It will have a dip. Like after the earnings stuff, you'll see some, whatever. But it doesn't mean anything. Because like I said to you before, the reason why I got into AMC/Ape was because of the reverse split was coming. It was a due date. It was I know they were going to clean up operations, so we're going to be buying. That's technically what happened, but we just had it flipped on us, where reverse split was coming. They were buying Ape to cover AMC, and then court case. Now it's reversed. People buying AMC because they may not be an Ape coming over to AMC. If you're all confused on this, trust me, it is confusing. But what I can tell you to clear things up right now is, because the street, all the shorters are waiting on what that judge says, we have a situation now. You might not get that merger. Okay? So if you're shorting AMC and those shares are not coming over the dilution, that's a scary, proposition. Right now, whatever happens now leading up to that, okay, no one could, put fingers on it and because they might chop down AMC tomorrow. They're coming out with shares to short, to short it out of nowhere. They're back to their synthetic games again. So anticipate anything, enjoy the ride, be flexible, don't get, emotionally, damaged, but understand we're dealing with a cleanup operation that had a bump along the way. And I'm thinking they were anticipating something like this happening, but not that. Because this was, the whole thing was all nefarious. Neither here nor there. So be flexible. They're gonna introduce a bunch of AMC synthetics to borrow to short AMC down. They're gonna put pressure on it. It's gonna look hopeless. All kinds of stuff. Remember, leading up to that time frame where decisions have to be made, that's where you'll see the action happening, because you're seeing it. When they announced the reverse split, Ape started to move. When the court case was launched, you had a different movement. Then yesterday, when the judge said he's going to obviously, decide on a certain set date in April, you had another movement. So you understand, how does that correlate with the stock fundamentals? It doesn't. We're not in that world anymore. So you will see different price actions based on events that happen along with that court case and the vote. So the vote being the first one. We're leading up to we're right now, we had the price action leading up to the reverse split. Then we had the price action when the court case was filed until yesterday, where they gave the dates. And now we're going to get into the one for the vote. And then the judge's decision. But please understand, when that judge decides, left or right, first you're going to have a small version of it with the vote. But when that judge decides, be ready, be in your positions, because that's what's guiding AMC and Ape right now. Nothing else. You couldn't even make this shit up if you tried. Shine love.